Hello, Internet. Grumpy Man here with a nice little demo test drive. Thank you to Monet Sport in Laval, a Honda Ducati dealer. I was here a couple weeks ago for Honda. I just got off a Multistrada Enduro. Now I'm on a Monster 1200, normal one. Yeah, this is so Monster 1200S, non-adjustable has slightly adjustable suspension. It doesn't have the Öhlins. Very comfy. Yeah, you're pitched over a bit, but yeah, you're leaning forward a bit. The dash is beautiful. Mirrors, so far. The shifter seems a little bit less clunky. I'm not feeling the heat as much so far. I don't know if you get trip, range, average. You don't seem to get, maybe there's a different dash, so you don't get the clock or outside temperature, but that's okay. I like this. I liked it when I test drove one before buying my bike. So that's the S model right there. Oh yeah, the starter is built into the kill switch, so it's simple. Even the dash is simple. It's small. So that's the sport. That's the S model. Yeah, so that guy in front of me on the sport one, he showed up in shorts, so they lent him pants, and he didn't have gloves either. And the owner was like, "You ride like that?" Yeah, sure." He said it in French, but it was like, "Oh, yeah, sure." I'm like, no. So don't get me started about idiots that don't drive in proper gear. And especially, this is a Ducati day. It's sponsored by Ducati, Ducati bikes. Scrambler. We got lots of Multistradas. We got they don't have the big Pangiali, just the 959. That's still a bomb of a bike. I can see the curl of the exhaust under the seat. Oh man, that's got to be hot. The mirrors, a lot of people put bar end mirrors that I see on the YouTubes. Yeah, this is pretty hot too. See, it's all exposed. This is more of a, I don't know. I'm already sweating. So I don't have any rain gear on whatsoever. GoPro is exposed. Oh, putting gas. Yeah, I can put my feet flat on this almost, so this is pretty good. So this is I forget the horsepower. I think this is 135, 140-ish. The Sport has a bit more. Then there's an R and maybe an RS even for the Monster. I've always liked this bike. I mean, it's a red Ducati. If you don't like the look, at least the look of this bike, I think you might be dead inside. I think your heart is turned to stone. Doesn't mean it's the bike for you to ride. right, we're going. So it's about a 35-minute ride. If you've watched, hopefully you've got some videos. Yeah, the heat coming off, and then I got the exhaust from the front one in the front. I want to get moving, that's for sure. This moving a bit, you feel the air. Oh yeah, you're really hunched forward a bit. Oh, this is cool. But on the highway, you're gonna have the wind on your chest, so yeah, I got sweat in all my places. Brakes are awesome. Yeah, the gear shifter is a little bit slicker than the Multistrada Enduro. Yeah, there's... Alright. I could definitely feel the heat. So, is that a con of the bike? Sure. If you're going to do a lot of urban... Now, I have this thing in sport mode. I'm going to be gentle with the gas because I test drove one, and if you give it some goose, it's gonna... But I see they fixed the foot pegs. Okay, I have size 13 feet, and before, I'd be hitting my exhaust on my right foot. My foot would be like hitting the exhaust in the back. My heel would be right on the exhaust, and kind of not that much fun. They seem to have fixed that. Okay, so this one, even the throttle and everything seems to be, yeah. Oh, the transmission on this is like butter. I definitely feel the weight on my wrists more. And I was in sport mode in the Multistrada, and it's a similar engine. So naked, I call it a hooligan bike, but it's a naked sports bike. I call it more hooligan because it is a hooligan bike. Gentleman in front of me on the Scrambler, I said it in my last video. I've seen him, he doesn't have a bike, so he's going to all the demo days. Oh, this thing to do downshifts, this is much nicer. Yeah, I definitely feel the heat on my bum and thigh. This is some sort of machine. You could hook this up and try and make it into kind of a more of a touring one, but hey, this guy's gonna. Brakes work. You always see kids, little boys in the back. Yeah, this hasn't changed. I remember. This is a good all-around bike. Like, I don't know if this position for more long distances would be pleasant or not. But certainly you can get, I know you can get soft luggage for this. Soft luggage, a big tail bag, some sort of little, even a little windscreen, I don't think it's, a little windscreen. It's not uncomfortable. The seat is actually nice. Yeah. It's a sporty naked bike. So mine is called more of a roadster. Again, my my skills at downshifting, well, rev matching. I don't know. This is like supposed to be the similar engine. This must be a lot tuned a lot differently. English, please, than the Multistrada. Because I even thought the Multistrada had 160 horsepower or something. So yeah, if you slide forward in the seat, commuting, maybe. But the heat is definitely, I guess you get used to it. So like I said, on my bike, I don't feel any heat. You get some ambient heat because you are sitting on top of an engine, but your legs, the exhaust is so low on the bottom that it's maybe near your boots, but even when I wear my 3/4 boots, I don't feel it. Oh, there you do, air temperature. See, there you go, temp air. So you do have quite a bit of information. I won't go into all the modes, but this is a pretty clear screen, and I think it switches when it gets dark. It switches the contrast. Nice Brembos. Huge radiator in the front. Well, it looks huge because the engine is narrow. Yeah, definitely get a lot of heat off the side here because the exhaust is on the right hand side. That scrambler is nice too. Woo! The air feels nice. Oh yeah. I wasn't even trying there, and I brought it to 130. Yeesh. Oh, what was that? I got caught in between 5th and 6th. Wow. That was weird. Maybe I just babied it a bit. So it's a bit of a windy day too, so you're actually feeling the wind. I can feel the heat coming off the radiator. But put it this way, I'm doing 120 kilometers an hour at a tick over 4,000 RPM, and the red line is 10. So I don't. It's a naked bike, so I don't know how actually how fast you could go before you're hanging on for dear life with no wind protection. But yeah, it's not a slow bike. Brakes work fine. These little reservoirs for the brake and clutch are very cheesy looking plastic, but there's an aftermarket for that, and I think even Ducati sells I'd get some well, red metal ones or something maybe. So with highway speeds, you feel a tiny bit of vibration, but mirrors are smooth until you accelerate, I mean. But just cruising, it's beautiful. I would definitely put LED turn signals. They can't sell it with LED turn signals, but you can get them. These ones just look cheesy. They look cheap. The clutch is nice and light. I don't know if I mentioned that. Clutch brakes, non-adjustable. I think those are I think that's the other type of cylinders, though. Radial master cylinders, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I hit the brake. I hit the horn a few times. It's gonna feel weird getting onto my bike after this, for sure. Well, it's cleared up a bit, which is good. I have a surprise party for a friend of mine, and you know, people want to do a bit of frolicking outdoors. And like this, if the heat isn't bothering you, this is perfectly comfortable. It would be really nice with an exhaust too. These things sound like heaven with a Termergione, or a Termi as they call it. that's done for today. Thank you for watching. Give this a 9 on 10, this bike. And take it easy. Catch you later. And your junk is on the tank. There's lots of vibrations. Which, hey, if that's your thing, that's good. The mirrors are not that great. I can see my elbows. Definitely mirrors that stick out more. Maybe those bar end mirrors, that's why everyone has them, because they're really outside. And since we don't lane split here, so it's still got, at lower RPMs, when you give it gas, that's that vibration, but this is pretty nice. I don't see a lane here. Yeah, the exhaust is, I can feel it on my right leg, thigh. Yeah, so that Scrambler has a Quebec plate, so I think that's one of the rentals maybe. I think they still, at this dealer, they actually rent bikes. Now, if I look at the clouds, are you moving the other way? Yes, move away, we don't want you. See, a few people didn't show up today because there was some clouds. Okay, so this is lighter than the Multistrada. So in the Multistrada's defense, this bike weighs nothing. This weighs just a hair over. Oop. I can hit the horn. This weighs a hair over 400. This is a really nice bike. It's always been on my... I quite nearly bought it. It was very close. Between this and the R1200R that I have. It was really close. So, in all honesty, the R1200R, I love that bike. I'm very happy with it. That was more of the sensible purchase, because I said, oh, it's not a hooligan bike. I mean, look, I'm old enough. I can control my right hand. So throttle. I can drive not like a moron, like like blasting fast everywhere. And this you get on this and it's your heart. It's hard. It's like when you see a Ferrari, you're like, ah. This thing just cars through the corners. You know, it's much lower than the Multistrada. I mean, you could compare them, but it's apples and oranges. And I think you can get a quick shifter on this one. We're gonna pay attention here so we're not losing our group. Yeah, it's got quite the vibration when you give it a lot of gas. But I think that's part of the charm. And I said that in my other review too. It goes. This one goes a bit better, but it goes. Hello, Camaro. When you start to get moving, the wind is supporting you. I mean, we're doing 60, almost 70 kilometers an hour, and I'm feeling the heat on my butt. Maybe there's some fixes for this kind of stuff. I don't know. But like I said, I was quite close. Plus, there was a good financing deal with BMW too. So I mean, price-wise, probably about the same. I mean, I wouldn't have gone for this base model. Although, if you're not doing track days, then I mean you're going to set the suspension up once if you don't ever take passengers. But I really don't think, even set up, I don't think you'd be really comfortable. This would be a super comfortable ride for like 1,000-kilometer days or 800-kilometer days, like what I'm planning. But you get on a bike after you try it, like, you know, did I make the right choice with the Beamer? Yeah. I mean, I'll be paying for my Beamer for I think 4 or 5 years, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it until then. If not, then I'd be trading it for another Beamer, because they'd give me the best deal. But this is an awesome bike, and in red. I mean, the other colors are nice too, though. They have a nice, or they did anyway, like a satin finish white, and now I think you can get, there's a gray. It's really nice. But red, I mean, it's a Ducati. It's like getting a Ferrari and not in red. It's like, Yeah, I definitely feel the heat coming off the exhaust on that side. Oh yeah, because it's right there. You can't see, but it's right by my knee is the exhaust. There's a heat shield, 2 heat shields. Oh, I see the temperature there, 96. So there's sport, touring, and rain mode, and I think it changes the throttle mapping. And I think in rain mode it cuts the power as well, as, you know, it jacks up the ABS and traction control and all that. But I think it also cuts the throttle response, and it cuts power. But mine doesn't do that. I mean, this thing, you know, the other thing, so the con for me was this is a chain. So if I would have got it before, it wouldn't have been so bad, because my last bike had a chain. So there's no windscreen, so I can't really say anything about the wind. You feel the wind, but you're in the wind. So if you have a good helmet, you need a decent helmet, earplugs. So let's bring her up a bit faster. We're in top gear, 3,500, 100 kilometers an hour. Yeah, it vibrates, but it goes. I don't think it's going to wheelie at that speed. I'm not going to try. But definitely it vibrates. Well, I like this bike a lot better than the Multistrada. Yeah, I'm getting some cooling now from my vented pants. So you don't have outside temperature, and you don't have a clock. At least there's a fuel gauge. Maybe there's another screen that... no, I think this only has the one screen. Yeah, a clock, seriously, is like... Okay. Oh, there's a clock. Yay. Okay. Okay, I never said anything. This has got gobs of power. Gobs of power. And of course it's got full Brembos. So the S model, you're just paying for Öhlins, maybe quick shifter, and some color. I think it makes a little bit more power. I'm gonna see if there's something for the next ride, actually. if I have battery left. I only brought 2 batteries, so these, now we're on a nice little road, and this is the road that this was made for. And I haven't mentioned the suspension because so that's a good thing. I see there's one adjustment, so probably just damping. I don't know. I'll annotate the video if I'm gonna look up some specs. Try and do that than just my jibber jabber about the bike. I'm feeling, so the weight at the slower speeds, the weight is on your wrist a little bit. Not so bad. Not as bad as obviously as bad as a full-on sport bike. Yeah, the ride's nice. I have no idea how this is set up. I'm pretty sure it's probably set up in the middle of the range. I'm just in 3rd gear, just under 4,000. It redlines at 10.5. This thing, yeah, I'm not going to get the chance here, but I've just now when I did a speed onto a burst onto the highway, I don't even think I revved it past 7. So this must be pretty. This must be, yeah, fun. No, the ride's okay. So the only bike I have to compare it to is what I just drove. So this similar to the Multistrada which had electronic suspension, and around the same, maybe a tad harsher than my BMW in normal mode or road mode. Nice. It's I don't know what tires on it. I think it's got Pirelli. So this has got full sport tires on it. So, but you could put less sticky tires. You could put sport touring tires at the standard size wheels and 17s. You could certainly, if you didn't want to wear your tires as fast. But this is what this is for, you put a small bag on the back or a small tank bag with your crap in it, and you just go out for the day doing stuff like this, stop for lunch. I'm gonna actually see if there's anything free at 1 o'clock. If there's anything, with my luck, I could get something like the Pangiali or the Super Sport, or even the Monster S. I wouldn't mind trying. Like, get off of the regular Monster and go onto the S and see what the suspension. The suspension is better, the Öhlins. Besides the more adjustability, it's better than stock suspension. I mean, there's no doubt. Do you need it? Maybe not. If you're going to go and do track days, for sure. Yeah, I'm just tooling around in 3rd gear here. I don't care about fuel economy or... Oh, no. We're going straight. Different guy this time. Oh, that was a bit of a bump. Yeah, 3rd gear around the corner. And this has got, like I said, super sport tires on it. I could really rip around, but you're riding with people you don't know, so you never know what they're gonna do. Oh, so this is the guy's first choice of route. So now it's not a guy from Ducati that's taking us for a ride. This is the actual, I don't know if he's the owner of the dealer, but he's certainly like the manager or something. But very stable. If I could have two bikes, I'd have a touring bike, so a big sport touring machine, and I'd have this. Or even, you know, they make a smaller version of this too. They make something in the 900 range, I think, or I forget. I think they make something in the 800 range. There was a Monster 796 or something. But so something that you can, you know, with saddlebags and everything, and this would be your day trip bike and your daily driver. I'd love to rent one of these though for a day and hit some roads that I know, some twisties that I know. I mean, I put my bike, I ride it maybe at 8/10. This is really comfortable. I mean, the heat is annoying, although it does get cold here, so maybe when you're commuting and it's cold. I wonder if you could, it has a handlebar, you could probably fit it with like bark busters, with like hand protectors and stuff, turn it into like a hyper motard or whatever they call the one that they make, like a supermoto. That'd be pretty cool. But like I said, there's no weather protection. If you were riding this in the rain, you're getting the full force of the storm. Oh, this is cool. I've done two slightly different routes today. But if you were in the market for a naked bike, this certainly has to be on your list. Although it's a lot more money than you know, an FZ09, or what else do they have that's naked? Yeah, FZ09, Yamaha. Suzuki doesn't really make one. BMW would be the S1000R, which has more creature comforts. You know, you have cruise control, heated grips, quick shifter. Power has more power. It's 160 horsepower. This has more torque though, because this is a bigger engine and it's a V-twin. Typically V-twins make more torque than inline fours, but on the top end I think the S1000R would be wave to the nice guy. Construction guy, let us go by. He's not in a rush, he's just unloading stuff. He can take 2 seconds. You see the guys that have bikes and stuff, when they're on their front lawn and they see this massive Ducatis go by, you see the little smile on their face. That, or you see sadness because they're stuck doing crap around their house. This is some big, pretty freaking huge houses. So maybe we did come this way one of the other rides. So yeah, I'm really liking this bike. But this is what I think of when I think of a motorcycle. I think of, you know, I don't really think of a super, the first thing that comes to mind is like not a super sport bike, it's just like a naked bike. That or a universal Japanese motorcycle, so like the old bikes, or what they still make, the CB 1100, you know. This is an all-around motorcycle, so this could do almost anything. It's just not going to be the best, maybe, at one of those things. I've seen these things go around the track on YouTube, and they rip. There's another super huge house. Some really big houses. I don't know what section of Laval this is exactly. Cabbage. That's cabbage, or is that... yeah, I think that's cabbage. It's cabbage or cauliflower. We export a lot of cauliflower, or if that's cabbage, whatever it is, I remember hearing we're a big exporter. So we're on very shitty roads. Oh, pardon my language, but we're on shitty roads. These are... You can... The camera probably picks some of it up. Hey, the brakes work. Oh yeah. This is it's getting hot with the sun out. I won't say it doesn't have outside temperature on it because I don't want to be mean to Ducati. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but so if you do need a Ducati, you're in the Montreal area, or well, Ducati or Honda, Monette Sport on Des Laurentides. I know Vincent was my salesman when I bought my BMW there. They don't sell BMWs anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna plug them because they put on this event, and they do a fine job. If you're in the market for a bike, or you just want to go in and look at bikes, I would definitely give them my business. And yes, there are a few Ducati dealers, so you do have a choice. But again, they're very cool, they're very knowledgeable. They've been selling Ducatis a long time. So I'd definitely give them a visit, and I'd give them my business. They're not paying me to say that. This is a free event. They're just they collect donations, sorry, for cancer. Yeah, I don't think this would be a great all-around bike. I mean, a great traffic